Bashir Ahmad reacts to report that drug abuse thrives among northern women and yet they are underreported. Wow. So drugs thrive among northern women and yet they are underreported. So this one now is because we used to know that there are men, especially those that rear the cattle, do all sorts of things just to have the strength to move along with cattle at long distances and all of that. But say drug thrives among northern women, we need to understand the kind of drug and what are the authorities doing about it. Do the authorities know about it? Those are the questions that should come. And how was it? How was this information made public? From which source? Okay, this is a very big topic. I tell you that women of all people are involved in drug. I know there's some women that are into clubbing, into social activities. That's fine because they're introduced into drugs by the men that goes with them, or the men they go with. But the for northern women who are expected to either be in marriage or are younger women that are at local level to be involved in drugs, then it's a very pitiable situation if it is true. But again, let's see what Bashir Ahmad is saying about it in response. Bashir Ahmad, one of the members of the All Progressive Congress APC and aide to the former President Muhammadu Buhari, has reacted to a report stating that drug abuse thrives among a majority of northern women and youths, and yet they are underreported. So not only Southerners are involved in drugs or Middle Belt. So the report, which was published by Punch, stated that the use of hard drugs by women and youth in the North is alarming and not well spoken about. After the report surfaced online, a Twitter user kindly reached out to Bashir Ahmad for confirmation and he replied. The Twitter user wrote, Bashir Ahmad, kindly help confirm the report below. Thanks a lot in anticipation of your response. And in replying, Bashir Ahmad stated that the menace isn't common among the majority, but a significant portion. He, however, stated that the issue is being addressed by the authorities and stakeholders. Wow. And this is the Twitter conversation below. But why had this remained underreported? That's the question. And then he said, I would have thought that this way of life will be more prominent in the southern part of Nigeria, who are more liberal as against the more conservative north. And then Ahmad, somebody wrote here, do you know why the majority of women in northern Nigeria abuse drugs and yet they remain underreported? Those are the questions. And then Bashir said, not the majority, but a significant portion. And it is being addressed by the authorities and the stakeholders. Can you imagine? So it is true that northern women and teenagers and youths are involved in drug abuse. Okay, but when you look at the drug rehabilitation centers, they are more in the south. Okay, we have a lot of rehabilitation centers where people who are into drugs, different kinds of drugs, are taken for care and to rehabilitate them. But we've not heard of this in the north, and did not pretend to be righteous about this. But I know that the issue of drug is a very big one all over the world, not just Nigeria alone. But looking at the northern part, the middle belt, and the southern part of Nigeria, it looks like the evil vices of drug abuse is predominant in the south than any other part of Nigeria. But this one is coming to the limelight, to the surface now, that even the northern women and their youths are deeply involved in drug abuse is also a serious matter. Again, what is the cause? Why are people involved in drugs? That's another thing. That's if you have a very conscientious government, something will be done at the root cause level, okay, to understand why are people going to drugs and what has to be done to stop it or to reduce it significantly, if not stop completely. Well, that is the Bashir's response. Bashir has not quantified, just said majority, okay, and authority. That means they are aware, even government officials are aware. And even he himself, as an ex-government official, is also aware. Wow, then something must be done about it. Something must be done about it. Okay, so I've got a few comments. People are already reacting to the Bashir Ahmad's response to that question. Someone say, what is the difference between majority and significant portion? Oyibo, lies are always good when spoken with grammar. Bashir, there are plenty there, and there is a reason I am sure you know. Abi, there's a reason they are involved in drugs, and they know, including Bashir himself. He knows. And another person say, thank you, sir. Majority and significant portion mean the same thing now. Don't mind the guy. He thinks say he dey wise. It is not the same. Majority is in the region of over 50%. A significant portion can be 5 or 10, but big enough to attract attention. Okay, oh, that's na English. So why Southern is different, they are taking beer, but Northern are taking drug instead of beer. Can you imagine? But those drugs are worse than beer now. That's absolutely the truth. So more than 50% of youths among the Northerners are drug abusers, both male and female. And selling of hard drugs, especially syrup, is one of the most profitable and most moving businesses in the North. Okay. And that is another thing, because even in the South, especially in areas of like Lagos, all these malam that sell things, they carry drugs in their head to move around where they are doing either cattle markets or goat markets or all these outside markets. That's why you see codeine. That's why you see tramadol. That's why you see all these things. And so all those people, and most people that buy those things, they buy them from those outside barefoot drug sellers that carry drugs in their head and are moving around. Okay, so and that is a very serious one actually. So that means the houses are also involved in this. But I think we don't have to tribalize it. The thing, drug is a problem across Nigeria, both east, west, north, and south. Drug is a big problem, and government need to do something about it. This is not to be tribalized or turn into a regional thing. It is a problem in Nigeria, and it has to be fixed. Some say no other tribes take pills and drugs more than Northerners. So many junkies there. You are perfectly correct, yet they claim to be more righteous, Abi. Everything about the North is underreported. Nigeria is a sectionalized country. Oh boy, it is painted black. Okay, the North, due to prevailing illiteracy, abuse almost everything. Good Lord Jonathan knew the solutions, massive marginaries, education, but the Northern elites don't want it. They want to keep their people in the dark forever under the pretense of religion. They have very wicked leaders. Wow. So if you are just finding out, that means you don't know anything. Not be smart, So that means it's a very serious matter in the North. Drug abuse is a serious matter in the North. Somebody says, secondly, if you look at background of those doing drugs here, more than 90% of them are from families of those stealing government money. That is another thing actually, because they don't work. The people that they steal money to be on drugs. That is, somebody that worked his money very hard and earns salary or from his business will not spend it on drugs. That is the truth. In fact, will not even be careless to waste his money. So on something that looks like a fantasy, meanwhile it is evil. So, well, children of the rich are also another class of people that are involved in this. Unfortunately, not every rich one anyway. Children of Nigerian politicians, they are the key people that are involved. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.